Good to have both of you with us. I'm going to turn to our resident expert here, Mary. Girl, tell us in layman's terms, why are we paying so much today? Why is it affecting us in the summer of 2008 when it didn't seem to affect us 6 months ago?
One word, make it simple, oil. The price of oil is 70% of the cost of a gallon of gasoline. So oil has been going up. Oil has gone up 89% in the last year. We haven't seen gasoline go up 89%, but we certainly have seen it go up 20% in the last year. So oil.
So why then is the oil price going up? What's driving it?
Oh boy, I'll tell you what, if I had that answer, I'd be the richest person on Wall Street because everybody wants to know. They're blaming speculators. They're saying, okay, all these investors are getting in the market. There's a lot of demand for oil around the world. India wants it. China wants it. All these nations that are developing right now want the oil. So that's another component. It's a real component. The weak dollar. You know those low interest rates we got from the Federal Reserve? Well, they make our dollar worth less. We have a weak dollar. Oil is priced in U.S. dollars. So in order for those oil-producing nations to make up the difference, the price of oil goes up. Those are just some of the factors.
Ryan, this just doesn't sit well with Americans or for people around the world for that matter. It's like the oil-rich nations have so much. There's such an abundance. And as Mary points out, there is a demand for it. So why aren't they supplying it? Why are they driving the prices up?
Well, I like to take a different look on it. First of all, it really goes back to 2001. Now, when I studied physics, I got a C in it. I wasn't a good student, but I did learn one thing, and that is whenever there's a action, a reaction follows, or something like that.
See, I learned that in the 11th grade, but it had nothing to do with physics.
Well, and the point is that...
In my household, it was truth or consequences.
I never did well in that show either. But what happened then was that we had a declining economy. Alan Greenspan, the Federal Reserve, started printing money, lots of money. We drove the interest rates down. So all this money, all this paper floating around eventually bubbles up in higher prices. And that is really what's driving, ultimately, the price of gasoline today.
All right, I'm not sure that the folks at home are figuring out how 2 + 2 = 4 in this equation. I mean, why are they ultimately paying the price?
Ultimately, Wall Street can't figure it out because you have a lot of bets going on this. Wall Street, you ask insiders on Wall Street, they're like, okay, we can see oil being $70 a barrel, maybe $85 a barrel, but this huge price increase in oil, today it flirted with $140 a barrel. No one can figure out the supply and demand equation does not result in $140 a barrel. It's the market that is driving it up.
So what do we as consumers do then? Do we have any choice but to pay for it?
Well, what consumers have been doing, they've been cutting back their usage. That's supposed to drop demand, and in turn, prices would drop. But we're in a worldwide economy today. It's not just the United States. China needs their oil. India needs their oil. They're big consumers of oil, and they're driving up the price, even though you and I may be cutting back our usage. So that's the problem there.
So that doesn't sound very optimistic as we're looking to the future. Kevin said that he thought his sources had indicated that perhaps it could top out. We thought maybe 50 cents ago it had topped out. It just seems like it keeps going and going. How much more can we take?
I mean, I don't know how much more the American consumer can take, but I can tell you we are starting to see that resistance line as soon as we hit $4 a gallon. Consumers stopped spending so much. We saw consumer sentiment go down. So I have, at least anecdotally, it feels as if that $4 line was really the point where it was pain for consumers. They got past that $3. Remember with Katrina, it hit $3 and it came back last year to hit $3. They got through that. They were able to still function with $3. But when it hit $4, Lynn, that seemed to be the breaking point for consumers.